Over 90% of people who begin the jiu-jitsu journey never make it to blue belt. And 99% of people who make it to blue never make it to black.
So I threw up a survey, 2 surveys in fact, asking practitioners of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu what belt rank they felt was the hardest belt rank in Jiu Jitsu. Understanding my own journey and the long, lengthy path to black belt that I had to take, and then the road beyond black belt that I'm currently on. I, of course, had my own opinion, but at this point in my journey, I have a wider view. So I decided to narrow that view a little bit and talk to some actual blue belts. I wanted to understand how they felt about BJJ at this current point in their journey and how they saw their future in this martial art.
That question, since you don't really know why you started.
I just showed up at a gym and I was like, oh, okay.
I see everyone else doing martial arts, so I'm like, okay, let's get into it. And then when I finally got into martial arts, I discovered jiu-jitsu. I just fell in love. So I just stumbled upon it and I just love it at first sight.
Is blue belt harder than white belt?
Yeah, I think so. I travel a lot with work and I hit other gyms when I travel, and I noticed that when I went from white to blue, everybody just opened up. They're definitely holding back some gears on me when I was white belt. And then once you turn blue, it's a lot of those gears come off. I wouldn't say all the gears, but definitely a lot do.
Yeah, there's a lot more expected from you, and the tournaments are much harder, like the competition's harder, and there's more expected from you than just the white belt chaos and energy.
The hardest thing as a blue belt, I mean, it's still kind of like the same challenges. It hasn't really changed that much. Getting over the grueling workouts, getting in compromising situations, learning how to breathe, and not tap to things like, you know, your arms getting locked up or getting choked.
I mean, I don't think I am now, but I wasn't fully skilled when I was a white belt, and just consistently coming to class and just learning and drilling and implementing the what I learn just makes me better.
I'd say the technique and having all the steps put together. I think white belt, I'd go from step 1 to the last step right away instead of moving into step by step setting things up. It's more of a chess game now than it was before.
What advice do you give for white belts?
Don't give up. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. You're gonna have injuries. Don't give up.
Oh man. Just keep going. Don't give up, even if you feel completely lost. It's almost like a whole new language you have to learn. Start with the basics, work your way up from there.
Just keep coming. You know, I'll never forget my first day, you know, being a wrestler and physically fit guy. I thought I'd do okay. And found out real quickly that was not the case. And so just keep coming, keep showing up, and you know, you will get better. It comes with time, and you know, you're going to hit those ups and downs, and those days that you feel like you're doing good and days that you just feel like you're terrible. And those days that you feel like you're terrible, you don't feel like you're coming in, just keep coming in.
I think try to learn something from all of your training partners, regardless of their rank, size, whatever it might be. I think there's a lot of value in rolling with people way bigger and way smaller, especially. So I think if there's somebody that's a lot smaller than you, instead of using your strength in that moment to overpower their technique, try to go technique for technique or match their strength. And a lot of times you'll get a much more real idea of what they know and what they can do. And I think you can pull a lot more from that than rolling with someone that size and going super hard, using all your strength.
I think for sure, you know, they say like when you're a white belt, your job is to just survive. And so I feel like that's kind of what I've been doing up until maybe this second or third stripe of blue belt. But I think my goal is to, you know, more consistently get submissions. I think leading into purple belt.
So how did you feel about jiu-jitsu when you were a white belt?
Well, I was a white belt for about 3.5 years because I couldn't get promoted to blue until I was 16. So it was definitely took a long time. I just wanted it really bad. That's the only thing I was thinking about, was getting my blue belt for 4 years. Yeah, it was really difficult.
What have been some of the most challenging aspects of your BJJ journey so far, and how did you overcome them?
One big challenge was being one of the only petite people and female people in my gym in the beginning. There were 2 of us to start. And so learning how to roll and ask people to spar with me was really outside my comfort zone, but I think that I've learned to be myself and know what my own strengths are.
It can be difficult to feel like you're making progress, especially if you're rolling and you're like feeling like you're constantly getting smashed, especially as a woman or someone of smaller stature. But stick with it because techniques do work, and I think over time you learn how to move your body in a way that's really beneficial to you in terms of surviving and then also finally submitting.
What was the hardest thing for you as a white belt?
The hardest thing for me as a white belt was getting over the grueling workouts, especially when you're learning how to like take chokes and you're having to get put in dangerous positions. It's highly uncomfortable, so that's probably one of the main things I had to get over, and I'm still working on it today.
Yeah, you got the shit.
I've been rolling. The most challenging, I'd have to say, is the consistency, you know what I'm saying, to get, like, you can't really take any days off, and there's a lot of days where you're tired from work or you're just not feeling it. So I'd say the hardest part of jiu-jitsu is like showing up every day.
What advice do you have for a new blue belt, considering you have 3 strikes on your belt?
To keep coming. James found an article that said when you become a blue belt is when you're most likely to get injured, and I got injured when immediately I became a blue belt, but it's just consistently to keep coming and just having the love for it and just know it pays off in the end.
How do you feel about jiu-jitsu now that you're a blue belt?
I realized how long the journey is. I got here and I didn't realize how much more work there is. And now I'm realizing that my next goal is, purple. So that's just kind of a weird mindset for me.
The most exciting thing as a blue belt is knowing that you have the potential to get better because you've actually established yourself. You have some kind of base now in jiu-jitsu, so now you know that you can continue to learn without having such a hard time or a difficult time learning concepts.
My biggest improvement from white belt to blue belt is probably going for position instead of just going for submission. So I've gotten a lot better at getting in positions and holding them, or doing maneuvers expecting to get to a position and hold it instead of just jumping to a submission.
I definitely, in just general training, when I was a white belt, I was always trying to win practice. And I realized kind of late white belt, early blue belt, that's not how you get better. I had to put myself in bad positions. Being a wrestler, I was pretty good on top, but I needed to work on my bottom game. People were passing my guard like it was not even there. So just putting myself in that position to always be playing open guard or putting somebody on my back, so I always had to escape. So more specific training is what my mind has shifted to as blue belt.
I see you're almost a purple belt. What advice do you have for a brand new blue belt?
I think start really working on your fundamentals. I'm starting to do that now, which I think is later than I would like it to be. I kind of wished I worked on more fundamentals right at the start of blue belt or at the end of white belt, because I think those are going to serve you much better in the long term than the fancy stuff. So yeah.
BJJ I feel like makes me more of a complete fighter, and it's different. It's different from striking. Striking is more can I touch you, whereas jiu-jitsu is a little closer. It's more I feel like there's more thought behind it compared to striking.
Will you continue to train jiu-jitsu and why?
Yeah, definitely gonna always be training jiu-jitsu. It's helped me just clear my mind. It's definitely put me on a better path. Quit drinking, really healthied up my lifestyle. It's a family function now. My wife and 2 kids train, and it's a camaraderie thing. That even when I travel for work, I feel like I have a home I can go to and hang out with people that have like minds. And
long term, I want to make this a lifetime passion for me. I want to continue going, keep showing up until the belt turns black. I want to be able to teach people. I want to be able to spread jiu-jitsu and spread Matamoros BJJ.
I will continue because it has made me a happier, healthier person.
And I think long term, I really want to keep it as a passion for a long time. When I'm older, I still want to be active, and I think jiu-jitsu is a really good way to do it.
I love jiu-jitsu. What I learned from it, the skills that I've gained from it, the confidence, just the assuredness that I can defend myself when I need to or when I have to. And I also love the community that comes with it. Just the community in the gym or when we go to tournaments, making new friends. It's an amazing community.
I want to keep doing jiu-jitsu. I will be doing jiu-jitsu the rest of my life. It's just so beneficial and I love it and I don't know myself without it. I hope to open up my own gym and I hope, yeah, I'd love it. I don't know. It's my whole future.